can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like $100,000.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Wise.
Dr. Jeremy Weiss here, founder of InspiredInsider.com, where I talk with inspirational entrepreneurs and leaders like the founders of AWeber, Zapier, P90X, Atari, and many more, and how they overcome big challenges in life and business. This episode is brought to you by Rise25.com, which I co-founded with my business partner, John Corcoran. At Rise25, we host in-person VIP events and masterminds for top entrepreneurs all over the country. We've hosted them in this past year and a half: San Diego, Santa Barbara, Chicago, Sonoma, Vegas, San Francisco, probably more I'm missing. We also are a complete done-for-you solution to help someone launch and run their podcast or content. So you just show up, you talk, and we do everything else. I am very excited. Today we have Travis Rosser, co-founder of Kajabi, who has sold his stake in it, and he's doing some other really interesting things that everyone should know about. Travis worked in the software space in corporate America for over 10 years, and he realized he wasn't cut out for the cubicle world. So he looked for another opportunity and discovered the educational tech space, and he started developing at night while working a full-time job. I love to hear those stories, Travis. And they launched the beta in early 2010. To date, over 10,000 customers have used Kajabi software. They went from bootstrapped to making multiple millions each year. He is the author of the book You Inc., the step-by-step guide for finding a business within you. And you've helped many, tens of thousands of people help find their business within them. So there's so much to talk about, Travis. And I was chatting with Bradley Will, who I love, who you're friends with. Yes. And he remembers visiting your office when there was a taped up sign on the door.
Yes.
Tell me exactly. What was Kajabi like then?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the show. Great introduction. This is so cool to be on here.
You've seen so much in the online education space. I'm curious, and you have two kids too. I'm curious, do you think this will end up disrupting college or higher education, or you think it's too ingrained?
I think it is. Even if Kajabi didn't exist and I didn't write the book, it would, just because of YouTube and everything. Mm-hmm. Because we live in this world where if you don't know something, what's the first thing you do? You Google it or you watch a YouTube video. And so this already happened in our society. I just happened to be building Kajabi during the middle of it and seeing it because, first there was information and lots of it. And then eventually that information was organized in kind of Yahoo had directories, and then Google really perfected at finding, and then YouTube put a face on it. And then pretty soon those faces became real people, and we started connecting with them. And that's when it wasn't just information, it was knowledge. And I believe that knowledge is your biggest asset. I call it knowledge capital. It's the thing you have based on all your life experiences, because there's two groups that right now in society are trying to figure out what's next. And it's the older group that's like, oh crap, that 401k didn't work out. It was a total lie. But your real 401k is all of your knowledge. You have all this amazing knowledge. Then you have the other group that's the millennials, and I have an office at WeWork, so I have all these awesome friends that are in their 20s, and they're awesome. They're ready for this new workforce. That's what's going to be disrupted, is all of the cubicles. Because the new workforce doesn't need a cubicle. They don't need the rules. They don't need anything. Technology flows from them. They understand this. So one of the books I want to write is You Inc. for seniors and You Inc. for students. And I'm going to talk about, because I have people I've met where a younger person helped an older person. They created a business together. That can be happening right now. And that's more disruptive than just school. The thing that I think is really devastating about school is how we are teaching everybody how to get in debt. Not only do you get a diploma, but you get a giant debt.
It's expensive. Yeah.
It's expensive, and it's not really built for careers. We never hired anybody at Kajabi that based on their college education. At least half of them didn't finish college because they started doing this. They learned on YouTube. They started programming. They started teaching themselves. One of the things I always say is you are the next you. You are the next university. And the way you handle your life is how you get ready for a job.
Well, I look forward to seeing your son as a director someday in his movies. We have to give a shout out. Where should people subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Limitless Cinemas is Kyle, my son's. He makes these really cool little YouTube trailers. He hardly ever posts. But if you want to see a 15-year-old kid just starting from scratch, he's been doing it since he was 11. He's going to kill me that this is on here because he's very specific. He's very creative and specific. But
totally cool.
That's the future right there, is trying things.
Just doing it, yeah. Travis, 2 last questions, and thank you for your time. Everyone should check out You Inc., the step-by-step guide for finding a business within you. Whether you have a business or you're thinking about a business, it's going to help you. I mean, just those 4 steps alone can help you. You know, we're always iterating on our current business. So thanks for sharing that. Since it's Inspired Insider, I always ask, 1, what's been a low moment that you had to push through? And 2, what's been a high moment that you're especially proud of?
Yeah, I mean, there's been different seasons in my life that have gotten low. The first one I ever experienced was as a kid. I stuttered really bad from I don't even know, 7 maybe till 18, 19.
Yeah,
and
I've heard you talk about this, yeah.
Yeah, it was a low time for me because it was childhood and there was fun things about it, but it was difficult because I couldn't talk and I was terrible in school. And that was definitely a low time. There's no doubt about that.
People are self-conscious about their shoes, right? Or something they're wearing, let alone stuttering, right?
Yeah.
How do you handle that? How do you deal with that at the time?
Well, back then I didn't know any better. So how I handled it was we had a farm and I came home every day from school and I went outside with my dog and just walked around the farm and built things and dreamed and prayed to God all the time. God, one day I don't want to stutter. One day I want to do this. One day I want to figure out how to make money, because I would hear my parents complain about money all the time. And I think that's part of it, is when you're down and you can't move, then dream about where you want to go. Because that's half of all of this, is continuing to dream. That's why I love that Kyle's making those movies. Who cares if they're the way they are now or if it's impossible? As long as he's dreaming, he's heading somewhere. I mean, and
he's acting on the dream.
He's acting on a dream. Exactly. And that's the other low time was probably being in those cubicles and realizing, wait, this is life. This is it. I have to sit in traffic all day, to sit in this box all day and build these things that I don't always get credit for and nobody really cares. And I think that was another low point. And I think I like the Steve Jobs thing. Every time you're not enjoying something, for so many days in a row, make a change, pivot. I do that now that I have more resources and freedom. If I'm not really enjoying it and it doesn't really give me power in my life, like that positive feeling inside, I move on for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Are there any influential books that you have? When you're going through that, sometimes I think there's maybe not a lot of hope always.
Yeah.
Right. And you almost need to see it to believe it. And sometimes when you see it from a distance, it's not believable.
That's right. Well, I think reading is huge. I became a subscriber to Audible way back when it came out. The first year you could get 5 books a month. And that year I read 60 books. I followed that all year long. And I don't do that anymore. It's impossible. I'm way behind. But that's important. Find books you like. I mean, I like all the ones that are always talked about. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a huge one because I grew up with a poor dad. And it just made me change my mindset. That's why books are huge, is you need to change the way you think. Because if you want to be something you're not right now, you have to start with your mind. You have to. And you can do it while you're driving, while you're stuck in traffic. I mean, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, obviously. 4-Hour Workweek was incredible because it made me stop thinking about paychecks, and that's not the way to go. And then obviously Think and Grow Rich is huge because Napoleon Hill interviews all these greats from the beginning of our country, the beginning of capitalism really becoming something big. And the key there is, you think of an idea, you believe you can do it, and then you do it. And I'd always been a thinker, always, but I hadn't learned the believe part, because I know now that is where the magic is. Because once you fully believe, and it sounds so corny, but it is so true, because once you believe at that level, you're fully committed. And you'll do whatever it takes. You'll pivot. You'll talk to anybody. Yeah. You'll max out your credit card. You'll do whatever it takes to get that idea once you fully believe in it.
Yeah, totally. I think
And
it's like
also
what you
my
see and
book.
believe you can achieve, or something. That one of his quotes.
That's
Yes.
right. And then I would say I love my book too. Just
Well, so
'cause-
is yours going to be on Audible? You Inc.
yes, it is.
Okay, good.
I'm in the process of doing some studio time
Good.
and doing that
Well,
process.
let me know, because we'll push it out. I am a huge avid Audible person, so I know myself, and I will listen to it, and I don't read as much.
Well,
but
you know, there's something I did is because I'm not a reader either. So it's a short book and it's a quick read. I mean, it's not like a super thin book, but it is like it's crush it size.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be read in a weekend, because I want you to kind of flow through it and just get inspired. And at the end, it really takes you through some steps that you're like, wow, I could do that. I could do that this weekend. So
Totally. So last is a proud moment. What's been, and over the long journey, but a longer one to come, what's been a proud moment?
one of the most recent proud moments, besides having kids and getting remarried to my awesome wife, that has been incredible. But just when that book came out, that was pretty crazy. I remember I was shooting a course, and there was a video crew, and my wife walks in, and it was the first copy of the book. It was like in this sealed FedEx thing. And that was a moment I got emotional, and the cameras were there. So it's all on film of me just opening it and being like, this is real. That was a really, and it's not that it's just proud. It's just like, I did this, like I accomplished this. And then when it went live and I saw it finally hitting some categories as bestseller, I was like, this is crazy. I think my most proud moments have been surreal moments in the moment. And it's not until I look back when I'm like, whoa, that was incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Travis, I mean, what I see from listening to you, all the research I did, is you seem to be one, you're always of service. And even from Kajabi, like you want to be of service, help people. You achieve your dreams, but help other people do it as well. You're doing it with the book. I remember I watched like a 20-minute video of you in Rwanda going and helping these kids. So I just appreciate you being of service to everyone, and everyone should check out You Inc. And I'm looking forward to it coming up on Audible. Where should we point people towards online to go in general?
Yeah, I mean, I have travisrosser.com. Everything points to my book right now, but I'm working on the blog. I'm also working on podcasts, because I love that you help people do
100% you should do
podcasts.
that. Yes.
Podcasts are the best. So definitely youinkbook.com will continue to have more information. And then social media, just my name, Travis Rosser.
Yeah.
Both Instagram or on Facebook. It's like Travis Rosser fan or something like that. So
Cool.
And connect. I like literally talk to everybody, because I don't have that big a following. I built Kajabi for years. My social media following is pretty small. So if you follow me now, I'll actually get to know you.
Follow them now before it blows up.
Before it's too big and I can't find your message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be the first one to thank you, Travis. It's an absolute pleasure. Everyone check out You Inc.
Thank you so much. This has been awesome.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like 100 grand.